Worst experience, like worst ever. Give me a minute. Let me think.
So talking about treks, was there
Oh,
something that went wrong,
well,
something
there was a
that didn't expected?
it was a really bad experience on a trek
Yeah.
once.
So tell us that.
So this was in Mount Abu when I was 15, and I think it's the highest point on the Aravalli range. It's called Guru Shikhar Peak. So we had to climb that, and that's not too big a deal. But what made it difficult is we didn't have any place to stay. So we had to wear these huge haversacks, which we carried our clothes for 8 days. We had to carry the bartans with the food in it, and we were just 15 then. And what happened on the first day is we started trekking, and it started raining like crazy. And what we had some stops that we had to make on the way for food, for water, and the visibility in Abu that day was something like 3 feet. So the fog was so thick that I couldn't see what was right. I couldn't see the person in front of me. I couldn't see the person behind me. Literally just seeing white. So that was a little intense. But what happened is there was a dam that overflowed, and we had two guides, and the dam overflowed. So they didn't know another way to get to our destination. So here we were at about 12 in the afternoon, no food, no water, zero visibility. 15 years old, my friends were 16 years old, and the guides didn't know the way the dam had overflowed. So we had to take some other way. Next thing you know, we are walking, descending Guru Shekhar Peak, which I think 7 or 5,000 feet. Everything is slippery. There's moss. The drop is like right down. It was very scary, and you couldn't see anything. And we didn't know what to do, and it was getting dark. It had been almost 8 hours. No one had eaten. No one had water. We were dehydrated, and we trekked, and finally, I think at like 8 at night, after 12 to 15 hours of trekking, we reached some small village in the darkness where there was a peacock and a temple with monkeys. I remember there was a little river over there. So I literally just ran and took the tube out of my water bottle and put it in the river and drank. But that was horrible. It was very scary. And then when we woke up in the morning and the sun rose, we realized we had trekked out of Abu into Rajasthan because it's on the border. So we were in Abu, and the next morning we were in Rajasthan. That was terrifying.
That's nice.
Yeah.
Okay, so what is adventure for you? What gives you a high in life? If you have to think about that.
What gives me a high? I like everything extreme. So anything that's extreme. Trying an extreme food, like eating maybe raw meat, or like octopus or sea snake or something like that. That's exciting. Extreme, doing something extreme that's challenging. That's exciting. Um, yeah, anything extreme and different. That's exciting.
Have you got any allergies or medical conditions?
Yeah, I've had a few medical conditions in the past. Allergies, yeah, I'm very allergic to dust. So if I go outdoors and there's like loose mud, I'll be like sneezing. I have an anti-allergy. And medical conditions, nothing. I had a few injuries in the past, but they're all okay.
Okay. So if you
I'm
were
allergic
to
to old clothes. I start sneezing,
okay.
but it's not a serious allergy.
So what if you were to travel alone? Where would you go and why? And what are things you would like to do there or take with yourself?
Hmm. If I was to travel alone, and I've had this in my mind for so many years, but I've never done it, I'd uh, I'd want to go to one of those beaches that you see with like blue water, like really crystal blue, clear blue water, not through an Instagram filter. Like it's really that color. And I'd love to live by the beach, in a tent, trek through the woods, something like that. That would be a nice holiday for me. Maybe in a maybe also, if I was to be honest, a nice hotel with a pool overlooking the beach. Yeah.
Okay, and what all things you'll carry with yourself whenever you go there?
So we were talking about this the other day. A friend of mine was staying in Shillong, which is outside Lonavala, and you get no cell phone network there. And I don't think I'd be able to do that for very long. I take my laptop, I take my cell phone, Oh, another gadget that I like a lot, a GoPro, camera. Those three things I definitely take. I take an iron because I just need my clothes ironed. I take all my clothes, toothbrush, definitely toothpaste. Maybe I take my guitar along too. You need music. I take my portable JBL speakers. Yeah, and I take my Reliance Jio to have internet. So that those are the main things that I need.
Okay, so now last bit. Tell me why you want to do this show.
Why I want to do the show?
What your interest in this?
This I got my interest because when I was younger, I was really excited by adventure, and then honestly, as the years went by, I didn't do it. Like I think, like me and my friends, we talk about it. We'd be like, oh, we should do this. Oh, we should do that, and we keep like thinking about it, but we won't actually do it. So when I heard about the show, and it said forest in down in the south, and you'd be staying there, I was like, this is me. Like I really want to do this. But then I was sitting back and thinking, I was like, oh, this is not me. This was me, and it's not anymore. And I'd like to try and go back in that environment. That's what excited me about it.
Okay, but then you can do this with your friends also. Now that you are thinking that maybe that was past you and now you can again go back there or maybe bring that back
With-
here and do that with your friends. But now here with the strangers, then when?
Because with friends, what happens is you'll go to some place like Manali, and then you'll sit in the lodge or the hotel room. Then you'll go to the same restaurant and you talk the same things. Like the conversation that we have, five of us college friends in Manali will be the same conversation that we'll have here at a restaurant like Kofuku. I don't think anything changes, so it'll just be the same environment. So a show like this will put you with new people, and that little unpredictability element, you don't know everything that's why.
Okay, perfect.